For weeks, potential running mate names have been floated. Senator Kamala Harris, former National Security Advisor Susan Rice, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, former Georgia gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams. The list is long, but good, according to Women-winning Executive Director Maggie Wittorf.
Luckily, there is no shortage of effective and prepared women, particularly women of color, who are already leading and ready for this responsibility.
Why is it important for the vice president's vice president to be a woman?
It's so important. First and foremost, this is a really important decision that Vice President Biden has in front of him right now. He must pick the strongest candidate and the strongest leader to hold this office. And we also have to remember, while it has been done before selecting a woman as a running mate, it is still rare, and we have never seen a woman in the office of Vice President of the United States.
Wittorf points out that in other countries where women hold executive office, they've fared much better during the pandemic than the U.S. has.
We talked about women around the country in terms of the response to the coronavirus pandemic, but even if you look at legislators, we see that women legislators sponsor more bills, pass more legislation, and secure more funding for their districts.
What is the potential effect of having a female vice president on state and local elections?
It is harder to be something that you cannot see. And so having an incredible woman leader on the ticket at these highest levels of office is really important for our next generation, especially children who aspire and want to lead politically and in government positions. It is also critically important for our current generation of eligible voters to see women who have incredible experience, who are prepared in leadership positions. This is important for all of us.
As we await an announcement, Wittorf emphasized that the position for the potential vice president of the United States is one of great responsibility, and that we, as citizens, shouldn't expect any less.
We need to have expectations of fantastic leadership and experience, especially under times of crisis. And these women bring that to this conversation, and you can see what they offer.
Of course, the only person who knows the answer 100% is Joe Biden. And with the Democratic National Convention in Milwaukee happening on August 17th, we can hopefully assume that he will announce his pick for vice president sometime soon. Lauren?